Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking me. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Well, how was your day so far?
My day is going great, productive.
Okay, that's nice. Wonderful. So looking forward for the weekend?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Tomorrow's Saturday. Yes.
Yes, right. Okay. So considering we are having this conversation for the first time, I would want to know more about you. So if you can introduce yourself, please.
Yeah, sure. So, my name is Mahima Shukla. I'm connecting from Uttar Pradesh and I have completed my graduation.
Mm-hmm.
And currently, I'm planning to enroll in a master. And simultaneously, I'm working on my communication skills. And as
Mm-hmm.
for my hobbies, so I love traveling and reading a book. So, that's a bit about me. Thank you.
Okay, great. Wonderful. That was a very crisp introduction, which covered everything about you. Great. Nice to meet you, Mahima. I'll introduce myself now. My name is Meghna Manjunath. I hail from a city called Mysore, which is in Karnataka. I have been a virtual tutor for over 3 years and an offline educator for children for 2 years.
Okay, thank you. That's great.
Yes. So tell me, Mahima, what brings you on our platform English Shari?
What brings me in English, Yari?
Hmm.
Okay, as I wanted to share, like
Hmm.
I did my entire schooling and the graduation in Hindi
Hmm.
medium. Now that is my
Hmm.
mother tongue.
Hmm.
So initially days I didn't have any exposure where I connect with
Hmm.
someone and who speak this
Hmm.
language.
Hmm.
So I did practice in my own, like
Hmm.
where I was talking to myself in front of a mirror and all. So
Hmm.
after sometimes I realized like I need expert advice. So
Hmm.
like for my improvement. So that's why
Hmm.
I'm here.
Okay, great. Wonderful. Good that you have taken this step, right? I'm sure you'll be able to overcome the challenges that you're facing in terms of the language, right? Okay. So, for me to understand your challenges better, we'll have a conversation now. If you're okay with the session topic, we can go ahead and start our conversation on it. So, have you seen the topic that has been assigned for today?
No, I haven't seen it, but yeah, I'm
Okay.
okay with that topic. Whatever it
Okay. All
is.
right. So, today's topic is screen time, right? I hope you know how to access the session notes.
Actually, I had only two session in English, Yari, so I don't know
Okay.
much about that. But yeah, I'll explore later.
Okay, sure. I'll just tell you because it's quite easy, right? So below your video screen, you'll be able to see there is a PDF file icon, like a
Yes, session
page.
notes. Yes.
Yes. When you click on it, that is where you'll be able to see the session notes. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I can see.
Yes. Yes. So this is the topic for today, screen time, right? So you're okay with it.
Yes. Yes, I'm okay with that.
Okay, great, wonderful. So, according to you, do you feel we are spending a lot of time with our screens? If you agree to that, you could tell me why and what can we do about it. You could share your opinion.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, according to me, yes, we are spending a lot of time on a screen, which is of course not good for us because like constant scrolling your social media or whatever is it, like maybe some scroll YouTube shorts. So if you are scrolling just because of your learning purpose and for your work purpose, then it's fine because this is the medium where we can get the knowledge, so nothing is wrong. But apart from your work, if you are schooling for a entertainment purpose, then of course it's not
Hmm.
good. There should be some limit. I guess 1 hour 2 hour in a day, that's maximum time for a screen for a entertainment purpose.
Hmm. Right. So yes, I agree with you. If it is for educational purpose, then I think we can spend time on our screens. But again, there should be a limit, right? So
Right.
whatever our purpose is, I think we need to do it in a limited manner, right? So now that you agree to the part that we are spending a lot of time with our gadgets and we are on screen most of the time, how do you think that is affecting us or our lives?
How is it affecting our life?
Our How is it affecting us or our lives?
Okay,
Lives, plural form.
okay.
Hmm.
So I can say here is affecting, yes, of course. If we take example of the children's,
Hmm.
now they have access very early in their age, right? So it is not good for them in their early age if they are using mobile phone, and screen time is also much there. And parents also like provide them mobile because they want to do some work. So if they want to, their child make them quiet, for that purpose they are
Hmm.
giving the mobile. So,
Hmm.
and maybe they don't know the consequences for now, how it affects their children.
Hmm.
And so these are the one thing actually I can say. Otherwise, other than that, who's like take example of myself. So I
Hmm.
use YouTube a lot because of
Hmm.
learning purpose. I listen a
Hmm.
podcast, I just
Hmm.
watch conversation video. So
Hmm.
in that way, if you are using, then it's fine. This
Hmm.
should be a healthy way, like in a
Hmm.
balanced way. It's not like
Hmm.
you can go for a physical book instead of like
Hmm.
some people read like online, like a newspaper digital version.
Hmm.
Some
Hmm.
prefer
Hmm.
to read a digital version of book. So instead
Hmm.
of that, we can try to switch a little bit in the physical things, which the way
Hmm.
we can uh, maybe save, what we can
Hmm.
say, like simple, like
Hmm.
yeah, save some time from a screen.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
yeah, that's
Hmm.
the thing I wanted to say.
Right. Yes. You're absolutely right. When it comes to children, I think their exposure to screens have started from a very early age, right? And that's extremely dangerous because it affects their cognitive skills, right? And chances are that it will affect their behavior as well. They might not want to interact with others and they might be glued to the screens, right? Which is absolutely dangerous. And before it gets out of hand, it's very important that parents realize this and they start um, introducing safer ways in which children can learn and engage with others as well.
But parents are also nowadays addicting
Hmm.
towards mobile
Absolutely.
all the time. You
Yes,
can
I
see.
agree with you. Yes, I agree with you. I think most of the times parents may not even realize that they themselves are glued to the screens, right?
Correct.
So, self realization is very important here.
And sometimes this happen when we are
Hmm.
like a five-person and sitting in a one room, and
Hmm.
everyone using their phone, even they don't talking to
I
each other.
agree. I agree. Yes, absolutely. I think anywhere we go, whether it is cafes or restaurants, we hardly see people having engaging conversations, right? So it could be just small talks, and the next thing you see, all of them are engaged in their phones,
Of course,
right?
of course.
Which seems to be becoming a sad reality for all of us. Right? Okay.
Right, right.
So instead of saying that making the child quiet, you could say to distract them or to stop their tantrums, right? To stop their tantrums or to
Okay.
distract them, right? Okay. All right. So now we're going to do a small activity where you're going to take a look at an image. You will observe what it's trying to tell us and you will let me know. Okay, you can head to the second page of the session notes. You're going to see an orange background image.
Okay, yeah, I'm
You
able to
can
see.
see it, right? Okay. So I just want you to analyze it and let me know what is this image trying to tell you.
Okay, I can see there's a one person. He's sitting in the dark, and he's using his mobile,
Hmm.
and probably he's watching something or scrolling something. I'm not sure exactly.
Okay. So,
without use. Mhm.
sorry, I'm interrupting you, but that is actually not the image I'm referring to. You can scroll down, it's on the second page. It's on the
Second.
second page. So that's the first page that you're seeing where there's a man using a phone,
Mm-hmm.
right? And below that it says screen time. That's the first page. You can slowly scroll down. In the second page, there's a section called as the debate is based on the image. Can you
Okay.
see that?
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, this is the image I'm talking about.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I
Yeah,
got it.
no worries. Yes.
The debate is on this image. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. This orange color of background. I can
Hmm.
see this one hand, and
Hmm.
this hand, the hand is used holding the mobile phone,
Hmm.
and I can see the Chan is like
Hmm.
interested to his mobile,
Hmm.
and he just tried to hold very
Hmm.
with his fist, you can say.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
Hmm. So,
uh,
what do you think it's trying to tell us? Why do you think there's a chain? Why do you think he is holding on to the phone? What is this trying to tell us, according to you?
it's just trying to
Hmm.
stop, like it's saying to stop using
Hmm.
like extra,
Hmm.
like we can say like extra, yeah, time, and just stop holding for
Hmm.
that maybe.
Hmm.
Is
or
it?
actually or actually it looks like, so generally when do we use a chain? We use a chain to keep something intact. That's one way, right? So when we want to keep something intact or together, we would use a chain. That's one way. Or the other way is when somebody's chained to something, so which means they are stuck with it, right? So, this invention has been such a dangerous one that it is stuck with the fist or the hand of ours all the time, right? So,
Right.
unfortunately, this invention is chained to our hand or even hands for that matter, right? So, it becomes extremely difficult for us to even keep it aside for some time, right?
Right. Right.
Yes. Okay. So that is what the image was trying to tell us, that it's quite dangerous that we are chained to it, right? Okay. So, what I would like to ask you is that are you familiar with this term called digital well being?
Yes.
Hmm. Okay. So, can you tell me more about it?
Okay. Digital well-being definitely is the way where we use
Hmm.
technology in a
Hmm.
healthy and balanced way.
Right, right, correct. You're absolutely right. So, has there been any practices that you have been doing, or has somebody suggested you some practices about digital well being? If you could share that.
Okay, I can share my personal experience
Hmm.
because, like, if I talk about the maybe a long time ago, like a
Hmm.
year ago, if
Hmm.
I was telling my story, then I was, of
Hmm.
course, addicted and watching
Hmm.
reels
Hmm.
and the short video,
Hmm.
which is not like
Hmm.
related to any studies and all.
Hmm.
But currently, it's like over a week I control myself, and
Hmm.
nowadays I can see I hardly spend my 10 minutes on a social media. So
Hmm.
I have a, like, whenever I watch any reel on us
Hmm.
Insta, so
Hmm.
immediately my mind tricks, okay, this is something is not relevant to my content,
Hmm.
and I immediately close that social media. So I have
Hmm.
a like very good control over my mind nowadays. But
Hmm.
yeah,
Hmm.
this is not easy again,
Hmm.
because most of the people are difficult, like find difficulties to control
Hmm.
themselves when it's come to
Hmm.
use. And
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah.
Okay, that's wonderful that you have consciously made this decision of staying away from the, mindlessly scrolling aspect. You're away from it, which is great. But what I want to ask you is, Mahima, how long did it take for you to make this huge change?
How long it
Hmm.
tip for me, I would say
Hmm. Hmm.
you can, I can't say like, suddenly you can change anything.
Of
No, it's not
course. Hmm.
possible. But
Hmm.
where the time you are using 2 hours in a day, just try
Hmm.
to cut down the time, maybe 30
Hmm.
minutes initially, then slowly and
Hmm.
gradually you can decrease the time, screen time.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
it's maybe take couple of months, 2 and 3 months, if you consciously
Hmm.
like give your effort to control this thing.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it will take, I guess, 3 to 4 months only, not more.
Hmm. Hmm. Right. So again, I think consistency is the key in this aspect as well, right? We need to
Yes.
consciously remind ourselves not to get into the same vicious cycle of scrolling,
Yeah,
right?
correct. Yes, yes.
Yes. Okay. So we all know how screen time affects our health physically and mentally as well. But what do you think is the reason, or are the reasons that people are on their screens most of the time or all the time? What do you think are the reasons?
Okay, there's a, I guess, one more, like, very
Hmm.
famous reason. We want
Hmm.
to see the things, right? What others
Hmm.
are doing, what is
Hmm.
happening in our world. And
Hmm.
the social media, I guess, the best example where we can go and
Hmm.
find the things very easily.
Hmm.
And just because of like, take example, if we just scroll something and we
Hmm.
find maybe interesting, just
Hmm.
for a 30 second of videos, maybe make you laugh in that moment.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
you find interesting, if we enjoy something, then we are try
Hmm.
to stick with that thing for a long time. So
Hmm.
that's the only reason. Otherwise, people use for an entertainment purpose, that's no
Hmm.
doubt for that.
Hmm.
And other are using maybe to we can say
Hmm.
grow their business. There's a some like
Hmm.
we can say
Hmm.
that small
Hmm.
ventures where they're just
Hmm.
promoting their business. So that's a good,
Right.
that's a great way we
Right.
can say.
Right.
And so these are the only things why people are
Hmm.
using. Some are want
Right.
to famous, of course. They want fame on the social media, and they even don't know what they're doing. Sometimes they just put content which is like doesn't make
Completely
any sense.
irrelevant.
Completely, yeah. And
Completely
people are like,
irrelevant.
they are getting likes and they
I
are getting
agree.
views.
I agree with you. There has been a huge chunk of content which has no relevance, which has nothing to do with any sort of useful topics. However, these are the content which have been getting so much engagement, right? It completely shocks us that these videos have about 20 to 40 and 50K likes and views, which is mind boggling and something very difficult to digest, right?
Right.
Yes,
It has
yes.
pro and cons, both things, I can say. Like,
Hmm.
if you're using in
Hmm.
a right way, definitely you
Hmm.
can grow. And the
Hmm.
same time, if you are using just for entertainment, that distract you. Like, you're
Hmm.
not able to concentrate in the things in your life which are
Hmm.
more important for you.
Hmm. Hmm. Right. Absolutely. I agree with you. Yes, we can utilize social media or technology for our best, but we constantly have to keep checking in with ourselves and with others if we are actually doing that, right? Okay,
Right.
great. So, the last thing what I want to ask you is, Maima, have you had any instances where you might have used a lot of phone and it affected you in some or the other way, apart from recognizing that you were on phone most of the times, but did you have any instances which were not okay?
Right. I had definitely. There was a
Hmm.
time
Hmm.
2 year ago,
Hmm.
definitely, yeah, 2 year ago.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I started to watch
Hmm.
English web series just because of
Hmm.
my communication.
Hmm.
So I
Hmm.
started like
Hmm.
a couple of months. I was not interested. I every day push myself to watch
Hmm.
the series.
Hmm. Hmm.
Later on, I don't know what happened, and I
Hmm.
glued to that series, and I
Hmm.
constantly watching like all
Hmm.
night, like a binge watching. I can say,
Hmm.
and that happened like almost a week. and
Oh
that
my
the
goodness.
first,
Hmm.
yes, I just
Hmm.
wanted to know like what's is going on the
Hmm.
next, part on the
Hmm.
series.
Hmm.
So that affected me, of course, my sleep and
Hmm.
my focus, like that time what
Correct.
I was supposed
Of
to do.
course.
So yeah,
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
that incident only I remember.
Hmm. You're right. So, what did you do after that? How did you feel after a week of disrupted sleep and lack of focus? How did you feel?
I'll tell you, actually, that web
Hmm.
series I completed within a
Hmm.
month, and
Hmm.
then I made my mind, no, now I'm not going to watch any
Hmm.
web series, because if I
Hmm.
watch, then again this issue occur. So
Hmm.
the same where I stopped myself, and
Hmm.
now the time actually I'm not saying I'm not watching.
Hmm.
I watch web series,
Hmm.
but I have some boundaries there. I can't watch more than
Right.
1 hour. So I'm
Hmm.
just watching for a learning purpose, not for the
Right.
entertainment
Right.
purpose.
Right. That's good. Wonderful that you realized as soon as you could that your screen was taking over your life, right? So that's wonderful. Good to know that you made these conscious changes. So that's great. Okay. So our session time has almost come to an end, and it is important to provide you feedback and
Yes.
suggest you some tips which would be helpful for your improvement. Right. So, firstly, Maima, I like the way you present yourself. There is a sense of softness, ease, and with uh, some calming sort of confidence that you bring to the table while you're speaking and sharing your ideas, which is wonderful. And I must give you credit that you have come such a long way, considering you studied in a Hindi medium school and you decided to learn this language, and you have come uh, along. You have had a long journey where you have improved yourself so well that today you are having these conversations in English, right? So that's a wonderful thing. It's all your effort, I should say.
Thank you.
Right. Coming to the areas which requires improvement. Firstly, you need a lot of improvement in terms of pronunciation, right? Because a lot of words and terms have a different form of pronunciation. For example, words beginning with the letter S, for example, school, scrolling, you tend to say it with I letter sound. So you tend to say it as a school or a scrolling, right? So you'll have to deliberately practice words which begin with the letter S. So one of the practices that you can do, I'm sure you might already be doing it, is where you listen to the sound of the words, break the word, and keep repeating it. Okay. And one of the suggestions, what I would like to give you is you can take a pen or a pencil and you can place it between your teeth this way. Okay. So after you place the pen or a pencil, I would suggest you to do some loud reading. Okay. So then what happens is you start bringing in some more clarity in your speech. Okay. And whenever you're doing some self practice, let's say you are speaking or sharing your opinion on a particular topic, then what you could do is start stressing on every word that you're saying. You might speak slowly at that point of time, which is absolutely all right. For example, I believe that it should. So, when you start doing it that way, you are putting yourself into the habit of trying to open your mouth a bit more and become a bit clear when you're speaking. Okay, so that's
Okay.
another practice I would suggest. For example, words like chain, it's chain, not chine, right? Because it completely changes the meaning then when you say it. Okay, so it is chain, push, enjoy, right? So also sh ending words, you tend to say it as sir and not as sh. Okay, for example, in push, as you know, sh has to be said as push, right? So that is also something you will have to practice. Okay, you can. start expanding more on vocabulary, because in terms of vocabulary I think you tend to get stuck, or you're not sure which term to be used in the context. So one of the ways in which you could do is every day challenge yourself to learn three new words. What is the meaning, and most importantly in what context do you use it, and how to frame sentence with it. That way you'll start adding more words into your vocabulary, and you'll start knowing in which context to be used, right? Otherwise, I had a great conversation with you, and I hope it was the same for you.
Yeah, yeah, of course. And thank you so much for your feedback.
Right. So it was lovely meeting you, Maima. All the
Yes.
very best. Is there anything that you would like to ask?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay. All right. Great.
Thank you
All the
so much
very
for
best.
your time.
Sure. Thank you. And all the very best, and hope to see you for some more sessions in future.
Yeah, of
Take
course,
care.
of course. I would love to connect with you. Thank you. Bye bye.
Sure.
Take care.
Take